Hi, welcome to my video on find the intersection of a parabola and a line graphically. The previous videos where we found the intersection of a parabola and a line by algebra. Now I'll show you how to do it graphically. Yet graphing is not what we say reliable unless the points are hitting right on like an integer of 1 or 3 or 0 or -4, etc. Let's look at the first one. Find the intersection graphically. We have y equals -x squared minus 4x plus 5 as a parabola. And we have y equals a -2x plus 6, which is a line, linear. Notice the degree is 1 of each. The degree is 1 is linear. Degree here is 2, 1, 0, or 2, 1, 1, sorry. So it's a parabola, quadratic. So since it's a parabola, then we can find the vertex by doing x equals -b over 2a. A is -1, b is -4, c is 5. So b is -4, so it's the negative of a -4. All over 2 times a is -1. So that gives me 4 over -2, which is -2. So the x-coordinate of the vertex is -2. And let's find out what the y-coordinate is. So let's write down the equation and sub -2 in for x. So -2 goes in the place of x, and that will help us determine the value of y at the vertex. So -2 squared is 4. The negative of that is -4. -4 times -2 is +8. Add on 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. So I have a vertex of -2, 9. So if that's my vertex, what I can do is do a table of values. Taking the vertex and putting the vertex in the middle. And that's a -2. Let's go to the right, -1, 0. Let's go to the left of -3, -4. So if I take the equation and I sub in -1 in the place of x and work it out. Let's see what I'm going to get. I'm going to get -1 squared is 1, so that's -1 plus 4 plus 5. So I get 3 plus 5 is 8. And if I get -1 is 8, so on the other side we also have an 8 because it's symmetrical. Now I'll sub in 0 in the place of x and simplify that expression. 0 squared is 0. -1 times 0 is 0. -4 times 0 is 0. Plus 5, so I get a 5. So 0 gives me a 5. Therefore, -4 gives me a 5. So let's plot those points. -2, 9. So x is -2, y is 9. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -2, 9 is right there. Make sure 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I have -1 gives me an 8. So there's -1 for the x and gives me an 8. And 0, which is on, just make this x-axis a little bit thicker here so we can see it. 0 gives me -5. So we go to the other side. -3 should give me an 8. Perfect. And a -4 should give me a 5. Perfect. So there's the parabola coming down like this. And the parabola is coming down. Again, this is not absolute, but it helps. Now let's graph the line. When we have a line, we have a slope, which is -2. We have a y-intercept, which is 6. So when we graph, and this is the equation y equals mx plus b, so the slope is -2, which is -2 over 1. So we plot our y-intercept of 6, which is right here. This is the y-axis. X is 0, y is 6. And we will go down slope is negative 2 over 1, so we go down 2, right 1. Or we can go up 2, left 1. Oh, we picked up this point. So let's draw the line through these 3 points. And you can see that there's the line. And you notice it is touching at 1 point. So graphically, the point of intersection is this point, which is x is negative 1, y is 8, negative 1, 8 is the point of intersection of the parabola and the line. And that means that the line is tangent because it touches the curve. So the line is tangent to the parabola. Tangent to the parabola at the point x is negative 1, y is 8. Okay, let's continue. Find the intersection graphically of, again, we have a parabola, y equals x squared minus 4 degree 2, and this is linear. So in this parabola, we can do a table of values, or we can do a couple of ways. We can say this is factorable. So it's x plus 2 minus 2. So we have x-intercepts of, if we let y equal 0, then we have x plus 2, x minus 2 equals 0, so x plus 2 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0, x is 2, or x is negative 2 here because I move it over, and right here x is 2. So when we let y equal 0, the x-intercepts are 2 and negative 2. So the x-intercepts are 2 and negative 2. And that means if you look at it, the vertex is in the middle, so the x-coordinate of the vertex is 0. Or if you look at it from another point of view, x squared plus 0x minus 4, the x is missing, so the vertex is the negative b over 2a, so that's the negative of 0 over 2 times 1. Remember, a is 1, b is 0, c is negative 4, so that's 0 over 2, or 0. So the x-coordinate of your vertex is 0. So if you plug 0 back in, you'll get the y-coordinate, which is 0 minus 4. So we have a vertex of 0. The x-coordinate is 0. The y-coordinate is negative 4 for the vertex. So the vertex is 0, negative 4. 0, negative 4. So again, we can see that now we need more points. The disadvantage here is that you need more points on the parabola. If you need more points, then you can also get the y-intercept, but we have the y-intercept right here. So we put the vertex in the middle, which is 0, negative 4. So we'll go with a 1, 2, and negative 1, negative 2. So put a 1 in the equation, and we have the equation. Put a 1 in here. 1 squared is 1, so we get a negative 3. So a negative 1 gives me negative 3. Put a 2 in the equation. We get a 4 minus 4 is 0 and 0. So let's plot. 1 gives me a negative 3. Perfect. And notice that negative 1 gives me negative 3, symmetrical. And we have the values. So we got the intercepts. And again, you need more points because I only got a limited number here, and this is why there's the parabola. Now we graph the line. The line has a slope of 1 and a y-intercept of negative 2. So the slope, y equals mx plus b. The slope is 1. The y-intercept is negative 2, 1 over 1. So let's plot the y-intercept of negative 2, which is right there. And the y-intercept is negative 2, and the slope is 1 over 1, which means rise 1, go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. And if you also, instead of going up 1, right 1, we can go down 1, left 1. So let's draw the line through all of these points, and you can see that the point of intersection is right here, and that point right here is x is -1, y is -3, x is -1, y is -3. And the other point of intersection, x is 2, y is 0. X is 2, y is 0. So there's 2 points of intersection where the line cuts the parabola. And again, to find it, I had to do the table of values. So that you got to do some work on the graphing, but you need a table of values to make sure. You just can't do the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. You got to get the vertex and probably do a table of values. Find the intersection graphically of this parabola. Y equals, notice you got C is missing. So you got A is 1, B is -4, C is 0. And we got a line y equals mx plus b, and the line got a slope of -1, which is -1 right there, and a y-intercept of -3. So one idea we can do, we can factor this and take x out minus x squared divided by x is x, -4x divided by x is -4. If we let y equals 0, we can find our x-intercepts. So x equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. So x is 0, or x is 4. So we got, that's the x-intercepts of 0. Oop, I didn't mark my parabola. So let's mark it now. Let's draw the parabola. Oop, just a little neglect on my part, but that won't take long to fix it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3, -5, and 3, -5. So we have the grid done. So when x is 0, x-intercept is 0, and the x-intercept is 4. So that's the x-intercept of the parabola, and the vertex of the parabola is the x-coordinate of the vertex is in between these two, so the x-coordinate of the vertex is 2, but let's get it another way. The x-coordinate of vertex is -b over 2a, so that's the negative. B is -4, so it's negative of -4 over 2 times a is 1. That gives me 4 over 2, so the x-coordinate of the vertex is 2, or I can, again, between 0 and 4, the middle is 2, so I could have got the x-coordinate fast by saying 2. And then we plug x equals 2 into the equation to get what the y-coordinate is going to be. 4 minus 8, -4. So the vertex is a 0, -4. Sorry, x is 2, so it's 2. X is 2, y is -4. So x is 2, y is -4, 2, -4 right there. So we have a parabola that's doing this. Notice the x-intercepts are 0 and 4. The vertex is right here at 2, -4. So let's graph the line and see what happens. The line has a slope of -1 over 1, the y-intercept of -3. Let's plot the y-intercept of -3. Y-axis, -3 is right there. And the slope is down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. And we draw the line going through these 3 points. And you notice that that's the line going to the 3 points. And the line does not pass through the parabola, so there's no intersection, no points in common. There's no intersection. That means if you were to solve these 2 equations algebraically, you would find out that you would get the underneath the root, you would get a negative number. Algebraically, you would get plus b negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Underneath the root, you would have a negative number, which means you would have an imaginary number, which means that algebraically you get imaginary number. That means there's no intersection. So when you do graphically, you can see there's no intersection because they do not intersect. So that's graphing, solving, finding the intersection or solving a system of equations by graphing. And if you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video.